2 World Cup wins, and then you had to celebrate your win by coming and dragging me out of the
I,
hospital.
I ran to the hospital with my clip shoes on. Just I can't remember if it was before or after podium. But I was on the track racing because the junior category was just after the Masters,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think it was the second stage or something like that on the day. And you
No,
pedalled past.
it was 5th. The second
Was,
to last
was it
one.
the fifth?
Yeah.
Well, I just remember pedaling past the bottom of it because you had to loop round to go back up, and you were just sat in a big bloody reflective blanket going into the back of an ambulance, and I was just going, "Oh my god!" Just what I needed to see. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, are you all right, Paige? And you was like, "Yeah, mate. I've just popped my shoulder right backwards." And remember, they were yanking on your arm.
Wrong way.
Oh my god! Obviously, you popped it out backwards, and the typical way that people pop the shoulder out is outwards.
Yeah.
So obviously, well, you can tell the story, but
Well,
um,
you don't need to bore anyone with that, but like, yeah, just what you want from your team manager is to see him lining up his flipping Sam Hill shoes stuck out the back of a trailer, nearly screaming, asking for morphine, saying, "Yeah, go on, El, good luck." Even though I was literally nearly in tears, and then yes, fast forward a couple of hours, and I was a jelly in a tube after a high dose to put it back in, and then literally thought I was dead, and then opened my eyes, and there were you at the bottom of the bed. But he's even in hell.
oh god, I bet that was bad. You thought you were dead, and then I turned up. It just got worse.
Oh god.
But yeah, I remember I ran all the way to the hospital, which wasn't too far from where the race was. Obviously the elites were finishing after me. So, Sam was still racing, so I ran straight over and found you in the hospital. I had to bring some of your ID or something with me. I remember the blisters on the back of my feet were massive. And I got there and I was like, oh my God, he's literally just dead. Hello? And like, I remember your right eye was basically shut. And Michelle obviously was going mad because she didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
So I was like, what do I do here? Obviously, me being an absolute idiot, I thought, oh, I'll FaceTime her and show her how all right you are. And obviously, turn the camera around. Yeah, they're lying, looking like a zombie. And you just woke up from being a jelly in a tube, a Cliff Bar power block in a tube.
Was a power pop. Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, why have I just done that? And you like can barely speak. And Michelle's just like trying to work out what's going on. Oh god, I was like, why have I just done that? Oh no, like Michelle was more worried. But yeah, you came round and you was all right. And like I say, me and Sam won, and
It was
you know,
incredible. It was an incredible weekend, yeah. And then obviously, no matter how nailed I was from all the ketamine they gave me, whatever else they gave me in Colombia, I wasn't as bad as Keelan in the airport the next day.
oh my god, I just remember the I was sharing a room with Keelan, and he went out, and it got late, and like I'd happily just sit up in bed watching telly or whatever, or on my iPad or anything, and probably just on the phone to whatever girlfriend I had at the time, just trying to get them not to break up with me while I was in Colombia.
Not like you, El, to have a
no, no, just have a little argument while I'm on my holidays. That's what they all said. You're on your holidays? Oh yeah. Um. So yeah, I'd just be sat up, and then I was like, this is getting a bit late, and his bike was sat there just fully built, and I was thinking, we're on a flight tomorrow morning. So I packed his bike for him and got all his bag ready and just left him out some clothes and stuff. And anyway, he comes in at daft o'clock. I don't even know if he came home. Okay, he must have come back to the hotel because he was with Greg and Zach and all them lot. And anyway, he had a good night. But they found out it was cheaper just to buy bottles of spirits and drink that rather than like buying a drink with a mixer and stuff.
yeah.
Anyway, so the next morning we gets up and he's buzzing that I've packed his bike for him so he didn't have to do it. And we're in the airport, and it was a tiny airport, weren't it?
So
It
what?
just the whole of the EWS were in there. Like everyone.
Cancelled and
It was a disaster, absolute disaster. And Keelan was cruising around with his big Johnny Bravo hair flip floating about, looking like death. And he saw me from the other side of the terminal, and he just pointed at me, and he just went like that. Oh my God, I died. Like, it doesn't sound that funny, but oh God, he was absolutely written off. He was still drunk.
yeah, he was a
And I remember we got to Heathrow, and we had like a bit of a wait, a bit of a layover before he flew to Ireland, and we flew to Manchester at the time. And he was wrecked. he was the person on the plane that you wouldn't want to sit next to. Oh God.